Hey everyone, we did a joke competition. I asked everyone on my Instagram for their best joke in the world of expecting a baby, you're pregnant, it's a boy slash girl, etc. Anything goes. We will see what people delivered unto us, and we'll be voting on what we think is the best joke. The winner will get $100. We got comics all over the US and I think potentially world that went in on this. Let us start with the first submissions. Let me get into this, and we'll be sort of like trying to give a rating for each joke. So, right off the bat, we have boink. Expecting a baby? I hardly know her. So, this is from a female comic. So, there are dynamics we can play in there. It's a classic, like a blank her. I hardly know her. In my mind, is the baby the baby, or is her the mother of the baby? I like that it's classic joke structure. So if we had done like a D's nuts, like a knock knock joke before, we could take a stab at yet another classic. I hardly know her. Knock knock, who is it? The baby I'm expecting. Why'd the chicken cross the road? To get this baby off my front lawn. Ooh, we could maybe do a string of it. But by itself, expecting a baby, I hardly know her. There's a little bit of nebulousness with the her. I'm a little confused at the end of the joke, so I think it needs some follow-ups to hit hard. I'm trying to judge these on one and action. Okay, I'm trying to judge these jokes on creativity. If they have some sort of structure that they build that we can use in other parts of our set, how versatile they are, and then just like a sort of it factor with regards to something that really can't be spoken into words. Right off the top, we got our next one, which is what? You're expecting, let me guess what you're going to have, massive medical debt. Oh, and then we had a bunch of US flags after this. So it's like, oh, say, can you see by the debt-ridden night? So there is this sort of hook in the end where we can go into a full song or speech where we turn like America the Beautiful, etc., into a song and dance about, our country's terrible health care. So I like the sort of the realness of it. I like that it was built into a hook with a bunch of flag emojis here. My one danger is it going to be, are people going to be like, oh yeah, I have real medical debt that I'm thinking about right now? Is it too real of attention to drop on people? I don't know. But I do like that it's quick and fast. It has a hook into a bigger structure that we could use for other jokes, as far as we could do other jokes into America songs, etc., to lambast our country. I think it's pretty strong. I'm going to start a little bit lower in my general ratings just to give myself some headroom. But hey, I like it. You're expecting your apartment doesn't even have a bathtub. Oh, yeah. 100% gel. Is that our... Are we trying to make that our official submission? Once again, I like it, but the versatility goes down a little bit in that, like, bathtub babies might be a later show type deal. Okay, we got, I've been married for 2 years. I'm about to have my first baby. I haven't told my wife about that yet, so if you see her, be cool. And then I pitched the addition. And I haven't told my baby mama that I have my wife. So if you see her, be cool. As far as this, if you see her, be cool, is a structure that we can generalize. Fortunately, I provided the tag, so that cannot be added into our rating of this joke. But it has a twist. It has a sort of structure. We can go deeper into it. I do think it's a little wordy for what it is. Like, I've been married and I'm about to have my first baby. Haven't told my wife. I don't know if we need I have been married for 2 years. About to have my first baby. Haven't told my wife about that yet, so be cool. Haven't told my baby mama either. Be real cool. I think there are some potential word economy additions we can do to this. But otherwise, we get a bigger structure. It's not crass in any way that we couldn't put it on any show. So hell yeah. Okay, next one. We got boop 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 boink. Oh boy, it's big, it's big, it's thick. It is requiring me to lower the size. Usually, if I have to lower the size of something, it means joke too long. Joke too long. I think you forgot what you're doing. I forgot you're doing a joke contest. I was thinking more of the home water birth angle, not a schmishmortion joke. Yeah. If we were doing a sort of like homeopathic set on top of it, I do like our joke, and I do think we could have more open-heartedness towards the bathtub, 100%. My wife and I took a pregnancy test. She peed on a stick, came back negative. Then just to be safe, I also peed on a stick. It also came back negative. So it seems we're expecting because 2 negatives equal a positive. Whoa! Whoa! As is, I think if we have a silly persona, we could get away with a joke like this, but it is a long way to drive to get to a joke that maybe is bleeding honesty dollars. Although I do like the structure of 2 negatives equals a positive. I think there's other aspects in life we can use that on. Like I'm O negative, she's O negative. Ooh, so together we're blankety blank. I don't know what the perfect use of it is, but I know that structure we've set up, we could probably go deeper into it. But overall, I think it might be a little wordy for like a silly haha word joke at the end. My wife took a test negative. Solidarity, I took a negative. 2 negatives equal positive, baby! See, we could do it a lot more efficiently, I think. 2 negatives equals a positive. I killed 2 people. Wait, what? I killed 2 people. What is the implication there? I don't fully get it. What? 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 Okay. Yeah, mine is pretty long too. I didn't know. Look, there is no limit, right? There's no limit, but generally, the longer our jokes are, the more juice needs to come out of the squeeze. So if we have multiple payoffs for the length, if it seems fulfilling and there is some deeper truth, it'll make it worth more than like really long joke that's like 2 negatives equals a positive. This is not true to life. This is bleeding honesty dollars, which the audience might reject a little bit. So we just got to be careful. We're expecting is a nice way of saying one of us is forgetting our morning meds and very unwilling to even try the $500 ones. So, is the implication the morning meds is birth control and the $500 is the we're expecting is the most socially accepted hedge of one's bets? Oh, yeah, I do sort of I like that as like a reframing it in a way, because like they say you shouldn't say you're expecting until a certain amount into the joke. Yeah, the one thing about this is we dance around it, so it's not as dark as if we explicitly said it. But this part of the joke, the second part of the joke is potentially implicating something, a little dark, and it's saying that there's friction between us and our partner because they're very unwilling. So it might also seem coercive on top of having like a dark subject matter. It is. Matthew, I don't mind it being a bit. It just has to be worth it. I like a bit more, especially if there's more juice in the squeeze. There's something that we can go deeper into it. But a lot of these are leading up to one big payoff, and so you kind of have to judge it. I do like that we went dark without explicitly going dark. I just don't like the very unwilling. Seems like it's painting a certain picture of our relationship with our partner. We've also said forgetful, and there's like a schmortion added at the end. It's just not very versatile in the type of shows that you could throw it on. So for that, I gotta penalize it, unfortunately. Not that I dislike the joke. I actually really do like part of it and what it is saying and how it says it. As far as being a dark joke that does it in a more lighthearted manner. But it's still a little with some of the other wording implications. Pregnancy can be tense, especially when the dad wants a boy and the mom wants a abortion. Oh boy. I don't know if it adds or takes away if we try to say a boy twice, so we slant say the abortion, or if that makes it more hokey, especially because it's a serious subject matter. Here's the thing. this whole competition was brought up because I wanted to celebrate my best friend's baby shower. So, you know, a lot of just showing the dark, grungy comic world is like, yeah, don't keep the baby. The baby should die. The baby shouldn't exist. Babies are bad. Like, you know, the average viewpoint across the U.S. is that babies are kind of a blessing, slash families are the natural state of being. So, like, the fact that everyone's like, dark, you kill the baby is, you know, maybe not the angle we want to take if we're performing for more of the country slash tourists. So once again, it's no harm, no foul. But one of the things I like about these competitions is it shows us what the common denominator of the comedy world, how they feel, and like if we're crafting jokes, what does the average joke feel like? Like what will make it feel like a million other comics potentially came up with a similar idea? There's another joke that's basically this same joke with slightly different wording, and so it's like I do a live Japanese game show called Batsu. We have to do fast jokes on topics thrown out by the audience for part of the show. And some things like dentist, you have our cast of 30 to 40 people. There are some jokes all 30 or 40 of us could think of because it's, you know, not that big of a stretch with the subject matter. So the jokes that are really elevated, really clever are never those jokes. Especially when dad wants a boy and mom wants a time machine. Oh, yeah. I do, once again, as far as the structure that we've built with this joke, I do like the structure of dad wants this, mom wants this. But I do think time machine is a good way to do basically the same joke, but to take away some of the darkness. And then we could do into a bit about like, oh, I'm going back, and here we go. I'm giving you this condom. You'll thank me later. Ooh, back in this time machine. 100%. Oh, and then Dan, as far as a different version, the love of my life is expecting. Man, my wife is not happy about it. As far as the similar joke to the don't tell my wife, be cool. I like that as another version of that joke. 100%. So I like the structure. The joke literally says the word smortion in it. So like, I got to penalize it a teeny bit for that. Okay. Okay. And then to the end of like, you see how many people are doing jokes about like, we're expecting, but my wife wasn't. We're expecting, but it's my mistress. It's my baby mama. It's my side chick. My wife wasn't happy when I said I wasn't excited for the big news. Looks like neither one of us was expecting that. So all these jokes were like in disagreement with our wives. You know, we're cheating on our wives. So like, we're causing ourselves to have a grungier picture of our life. And depending on the rest of what our stand-up is, the audience might feel woe is me for us. We're allowed to be optimistic. We're allowed to put joy and positiveness into the world. Especially when dad wants a boy and mom wants her ex. Ooh, 100%. Once again, you see how I might have to improve the pointage by a little bit because the structure is holding very strong. This is why I like structure so much. Even if the first iteration of your joke doesn't land, if you have a structure, sometimes minor tweaks can really elevate it while using the same structure. She just flies back to just before we bust. Dresses up as a clown. Oh, to like make him not bust? Is that the thing? My wife wasn't happy when I said I wasn't excited for the bad news. Looks like neither of us was expecting that. So like, we don't need to have discord with our wife. But other than that, it's a cutesy little joke. It's a cutesy little joke. And here's the thing, I don't know if I really believe it. If I believe it, like if you're having a child and you're trying to portray, hey, I have a child, I understand accidental pregnancies are a thing, but it is like, in my mind, I want to assume the comic is either happy with this situation or at least will be okay with it instead of like a stand-up that's like, oh my God, I don't want this fucking life that it has fumbled upon myself. Don't get me wrong, I'm making it darker than it intention is, but it depends on your performance. If you don't perform it lighthearted, it might get this vibe. So there's a trap built into your joke because of the inherent pessimism. Okay. This next joke okay, I'm about to contradict myself. My wife and I are expecting a custody battle. As far as a payoff to, my wife and I are expecting some twist on expecting. I do really like this joke because it is potentially a consequence of expecting a custody battle. The custody battle references the baby that we're having. So it's a twist on the expecting, but it also pays off what the expecting is. It is still a baby, but it's a ramification that is in life. I don't like that there is still inherently discord in the relationship between us and our wife, but I do think as far as word economy, using everything that's established but doing it in a twist that's both true to life but also slightly unexpected, I do like this. I do like this. Once again, I'm being harsher in the beginning part, but right now I think this is the joke to beat. Instagram chat is delayed by like 1 minute. Yeah. Instagram chat has more of a delay than anything else. It's no worries. That's why Twitch chat is best chat. Twitch chat has like a 7-second delay. Hey, shout out to Twitch chat. We're basically talking in real time. Instagram, yeah. We have to use that time machine from the other joke to get back to Twitch chat. Hell yeah. Okay, so right now, to me, this is the front runner with regards to it's short, it's pithy. It still has a little bit of pessimism, but I think it needs it for the custody battle. But I do like that the twist is inherently using everything else that was established in the joke. So it's a twist, but it's a fulfilling twist. It's true to life. It's not too dark. Because like while him and his wife are in discord, both of them want the baby. So there maybe is some positiveness into it. Oh, hey, thank you, Gel. Thank you, Gel, for all the gifted. Ooh, and Valorant, hey, thank y'all for the gifted subs. Appreciate you. Such a big spree. Whoa. We are getting like 1 million gifted up in here. Appreciate you, Gel and Valorant, for all the gifted subs. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for keeping the stream running. If there's one true winner, hey, it is y'all. Once again, Twitch chat, best chat for many reasons. Hell yeah. Thank you, Gel, #1 contributor to stream, both financially and intellectually. And Valorant, I don't know if that's a pseudonym or someone else who just happened to donate at the same time. But also, hey, thank you for the gifted. Okay. My buddy started to tell me that his wife was pregnant, and I listened intensely since he doesn't usually finish. Okay. I like it. And then I pitched a nice joke, didn't see it coming. I'm betting they get divorced before she pops. He can't last long. So there are potential additional things on the end. So in this, the wife and the husband, the two people expecting, aren't in discord. We are sort of making something that is a joke and a twist, but everything is sort of all right and cute in the end. I actually like this one as one that is versatile. It's using the he doesn't finish. He doesn't finish could be used in more context. etc. So it does sort of lead a hook into a structure that we could use. And while we are sort of shitting on our friend, it isn't too pessimistic in its worldview. So things can still be sort of like cutesy pootsy. I like it. I'll put it in sort of like the contenders list. They're expecting a baby. Could be something else. But that's what they're expecting to come out. I like that it's like they're expecting a baby. It could be anything. It could be this and this. My one thing is, at the end of the joke, we don't know what that something else is. So if we answered what it is, I like it. But if we leave the audience in suspense, they're going to be going, huh? What is it? What are you implying at the end of it? So I like this use of it. I think it is versatile. I think it's potentially saying something with regards to expectations and not coming true. But the curiosity in my mind causes a micro tension. Ooh. Okay. My boss took sensitivity training too seriously. He signed the baby shower card. Congratulations on the boy/girl. Either one. No preference. I sort of like feel like there's some sort of like finish line here as far as like, is there something else? He signed the baby shower. Congratulations, the boy/girl. No preference. Like, unless the audience really hates sensitivity training, I don't think this will land. I'm like, that's so true. That is how sensitivity training people be. So it is. I think it's dependent on a certain world view for this. Either one. No preference. I don't want to go back to HR. Or we could have a hook that goes back to the sensitivity training in the end, but we didn't quite include that yet, so I got to judge it without, so it feels a little unfulfilled with what we set up. Especially because it's a longer joke. It needs a stronger, either truer, bigger, sillier payoff, or it's going to get penalized. Okay, here we go. This is a silly one. You're the father. That's impossible. My dog's fixed. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho 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 ho. And, it's nice and cute. I don't really believe that you had sex with your dog and you have a child with it, so losing some honesty dollars. But it's nice, short, cute for what it is. I'm not gonna win, but it also doesn't get overly penalized. 100%. Okay, this one. Oh boy. Once again, as far as dark jokes, I'm a Mormon and I be soaking. My girl just said she's pregnant. I think it's gonna be a stillborn. So the stillborn is because soaking is still sex, and so the baby would be born still, more like not moving rather than a stillborn baby. But stillborn baby is a dark concept which some portion of the audience will have experienced, or like their family will have experienced. So we're doing a cutesy joke on a serious subject matter. So for the most part, it'll probably be fine, but some people it might hit real hard, and so it's not necessarily versatile. And so, is it the most clever? No. Look, it's cute in that, we don't mean to be edgy with this joke. We're literally just saying it's stillborn because Mormons have still sex. So the baby would be still. Everything in their world is still. It's sort of the joke that's going off of it. But once again, it is we've still invoked a dark concept for a cute joke, which might put the audience in not the most hey, hell, you're stillborn. How much of the audience is going to want to go stillborn? I'm going to laugh as if that's the funniest thing in the world. Stillborn. Because it's a danger word. The audience is going to hold a second before they co-sign it deeply. So it makes it it makes it a little difficult. Okay. We're expecting the condom manufacturer to issue a formal apology. And by we, I mean my wife and the UPS guy. Okay, in this joke, our wife is cheating on us still, so there is discord in our family life. I don't necessarily believe it, but I do like the double payoff we've played on what we're expecting, the condom manufacturer to issue a formal apology. Okay, great. And then we do a twist on also pulling more out of the joke from the we. The we now redefining the we. So we're using more parts of the joke, more assumptions that the audience has. I do think that ups the clever factor. I'll put this in current runner for top 3 because we use, and by condom manufacturer, I mean the UPS workers pullout game. If we wanted to, Joe, yeah, we could go deeper into this structure, and by this I mean that, and by this I mean that, and by this I mean that, and redefine things deeper and deeper. I do think if that was intrinsically in the joke, the game would be more solidified, and I'd have to give more points. But there's 100% a punch up that I think elevates what this joke is doing and where it could lead. Just as far as okay, sometimes we have a joke that's an okay joke, but if we dig a little bit deeper into the ramifications of using more of it, we use the expecting, then we double back and we use then we can double back and use condom manufacturing, then we can double back and redefine what the apology is, then we double back and redefine what UPS is by changing what the analogy means, and then we have a deeper structure from this game that makes a joke that's maybe okay, until oh wow, we really did something with it because we went deeper and we put more effort into it. Some of the people may have experience with Mormons, even more triggering. Oh, I mean, yeah. Good point. Low frequency, or should I call you ocelot? I do know people that have escaped Mormonism as and they do, it is sort of traumatized them having had to escape their Mormon childhood and being deeply into the church. And so, yeah, also just invoking Mormonism to get to soaking could have those same deeper implications as far as making the audience go I'm trying to have fun in a comedy space, but now I have a dark moment or moments in my life. 100%. It's a great call out as far as things that some people might be able to just oh, tee-hee, that's silly, but other people might be oh God, years and years inside of a structure that railed against me. Yeah. Those are, especially if we're trying to do comedy for broader and broader audiences, those are things we got to think about. Once again, the things that I've seen audiences rail against sometimes are the smallest things that you're what? You guys are railing because I did a joke about like a bridge, and like little do you know. Okay, this joke seems to have the audience vote as far as most amount of chat saying, hey, this is a funny joke. I don't personally get it. So chat, I'm going to need your help on this one. In that, like, it culturally, am I just the wrong audience? Am I big dum dum? Or did someone brigade their friends in the chat to try to, rig the contest? Okay, here is the joke. Never adopt a baby from Shane. I ordered a Spanish infant for only $100. Checked the box that said La Bambino, but I'm so mad. Instead of La Bambino, they sent me La Fambino. Its foot stamp is fake. It says S Pop Mart and it only has 10 teeth. Why do pregnant women get to say pegging their ex and people reply, congratulations? No one says that to me when I say I'm expecting. Ex pegging tonight? Oh boy. Oh boy, Dan. Oh, look, if the audience, if we have a strong persona as like a silly mofo, and we're really going deep into silly mofo jokes, and we have an overarching structure of we could get away with that. But trying to sell that in the neutral, ooh boy. Okay, chat. It's a Zoomer Labubu joke. It's a good joke, but wouldn't fit on a popsicle stick. Oh, it's a Labubu joke. Oh, I see. La Bambino. Oh, I see. It's fake. It is fake Labubus. These are names of Labubus. That is why I don't understand it. So it is Hey, how you doing, Anthony? Welcome to the stream. We are going over the submissions to the joke competition right now. I see. Ooh, hey, we got a frog emote. Choo-choo. Frog emote from the gift spree. I see. Okay, because I'm big dum dum. I didn't get it. I do think this is generationally locked, as in boomers and millennials, especially if they're like, look, I like to think I'm pretty much decently too much on the internet, and I was like, huh? From this. So it is long and it's a Labubu joke. It seems like the people that like Labubus get it strong, but the other side of the coin, people might be left outside of the joke and we don't introduce them. So if it had some sort of, hey, I'm talking about Labubus, etc., I think it could go stronger. But as is, unfortunately, because I'm big dum dum, I gotta penalize it. But once again, I do want to flag that as far as superlatives, this one is audience vote, as in it had the most interaction from people in the comments, being like, oh, ha ha ha, hey, S Pop Mart, hey, ha ha, hoo hoo. So as far as superlatives, this gets sort of like audience chat vote win right now. We didn't pay for IVS since I was already born into it. Indian, vegetarian family. Hey, D-Man, welcome. Welcome, D-Man. Always a pleasure. We're going over the submissions to the joke competition. I do like this. You know, it's nice and cute. There's no pessimistic discord in the family or the not wanting of the baby. It is sort of like Indian, vegetarian family, so it might get hokey because we're doing a wordplay joke. But I do think it is cutesy. There's more things that we can do about Indian vegetarian family. This, that. I think the punch up that I did in response to it was, indeed, very funny. We could do a string of other IVF sort of syllables and what they mean. So I'll give it a little bit more because it's nice, it's short, it's optimistic, and it does a cute little joke that we could extend on. Hey, gotta like it. Back in the day, my parents were happily expecting me. They weren't expecting me to leave beautiful abstract art on the walls. Using blueberry shit. Ooh. Oh, I like that, Megan, because we make it personal. It is still cute, and there's no harm, no foul because you're a child. So you can do something that is both sort of like relatable and doesn't add to a greater pessimism. Ooh, I like it. Is that your submission? I'll throw that in. 1 second. Where was I? Boop. Oh, okay, this is sort of 7.5. I think makes it into the top 5 currently. And Megan, I'll throw yours an 8. I like that as far as has a greater thing that we're doing because it is personal, is not pessimistic, and has specifics to life. Oh, okay. In the 11th hour, but I'll throw it. I don't know if I can give it the win because technically, all the instructions say that you have to submit via the Instagram post. I recently applied for a new job. They drug test, so I asked my girlfriend if she could pee in a Ziploc, and I'll use hers. They called me back, said I didn't get the job because I'm pregnant. Whoa, that's illegal. So look. You see how it's a cute joke, but it's a long joke that is not digging into some like honesty dollars. So it's withdrawing honesty from your set. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's a win more joke. If the audience likes you, they'll be like, yeah, that's cute. They'll give it to us. If we don't like you, it won't turn the audience on our side. So like. Also, there's other ramifications of the joke, like she peed in a Ziploc bag. Why a Ziploc? So I'm sort of left with questions. Biden's America, as far as the a joke to amplify that. Maybe. I mean, technically, it is illegal to not hire someone for pregnancy, so you could go into the realness of that aspect of the joke, and then while the beginning is untrue, patently, because you're not pregnant, you could speak to a deeper truth about, like, these companies and the discrimination, blah, blah, blah. If her daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If her daddy's poor, do just what you feel. It's a cute joke, but it is also a song lyric, and it's not 100% related to expecting, so, like, I'll give it a 6.5. It's 6.5. It's cute, it's short, but we just recontextualized it different. Okay. Is my job during testing me or planning for my gender? Is my job drug testing me or planning for my gender reveal party? As far as like a double down to that joke, there could be more ramifications. My one thing is you phrase your punch up as a question. So I like that idea of going deeper in the ramifications. But if you're not sure, I'm not sure. My job is this or some sort of resolve at the end. Similar to this. Does the baby know if it's a boy or a girl? Like, it's a boy, it's a girl. Does the baby know? It's like, okay, we're generally talking about gender identity issues. But, like, that can be a hot button topic. We don't resolve it. It is a question. So I don't know how you feel. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about it. This could depend on delivery, but neutrally read as words only for a contest, like meh. Okay. Boop. Yo, yeah, man. I meant for the drug testing joke. Is my job testing me or planning for my gender? Oh, yeah. I know it's for the drug testing joke, but even you phrase that as a question. Is my job drug testing me or planning for my gender reveal party? Well, is it? I understand you're maybe asking rhetorically, but you have phrased another question, which is a micro-tension of it needs to be answered. So there's an unresolved string at the end of the joke. 1 second, let me see. That's an old Cheech and Chong joke and sketch. Oh, I see. That's where it's from. Call back to the Boss Baby card. Do a study to see if fetuses can taste the difference between pink and blue frosting. What? Yeah, man, you coming to my cousin's baby shower? Wait, how'd you know I was the father? Okay, so, great twist as far as cousin's baby shower, hey, I'm the father. We do end in a question, so similarly, there is an unresolved thread. I like how the information is threaded into there with how we reveal that we are the father, but we're talking to an entity that's not the audience, so this is more of like, if it was improv or sketch, I think it would be stronger. But a stand-up, we have to do mid-act out, and we leave it on an unresolved question, so it's like, we could have more resolve at the end. Okay, and this is the sort of joke I expect from the average comic. My girlfriend told me I was pregnant, so I guess we're expecting motion, which look, it's already been done before with a sort of like greater structure behind it. And so it's like, as far as a common joke that many people would make, this is unfortunately one of those. Look, if we're just vibing with the audience and we need to pull something out of the random hat, it'll suffice if we needed a joke. But if we're sitting down and writing something that wants to be elevated, we need to go deeper. Okay, oh god, this is gonna be another long one. Okay, let me break out the teeny tiny long ones. That's what she said. Okay, is this the? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, here's one of the teeny tiny ones that I can pop over. Okay, I'm happy to say I just got my wife pregnant. Yeah, and I'd like to say that I did it the old-fashioned way. I was drunk on bourbon with bitters. I wanted to do it the Moscow Mule way, but I can't stay hard after a shot of vodka and a kilo of coke up my ass. So it's like, okay, but like, it. Look, maybe I'm not deep enough into party culture that everyone's like, we all know that you do coke up your ass after a Moscow Mule, 100%. I like the structure of old-fashioned way describing the classic drink and what the sort of like the sex act was. Moscow Mule, that's a drink describing what the sex act was. So I like that we are starting to build ourselves a structure here, but I'm so confused by Moscow. You're just assuming that everyone in the world says, "Oh yeah, the Moscow Mule way. That is when you have coke up your ass." I want to do it a White Russian, but she's Cuban. Oh yeah, there could be some other twist like that where it is White Russian and we use a different twist of playing with. I don't hate that at all. So for the structure, I think we get points added, but for me being like, huh? At the end of the joke, I think we get points deducted. Unfortunately, also it's a longer joke, so we need more. We need more hit for the squeeze to be worth it. Okay, this is nice and short. This next one. We're expecting, what would you like it to be? A cramp. Okay, you see this joke? This is a joke that's basically implying I don't want the baby, but it's doing it in a way that doesn't mention a smushmortion. So I feel like this is something you could technically do in a family-friendly show as a more clever way to drop the joke that is sort of one of the most common jokes, at least in this contest. So I think this elevates it. It is still sort of like the common thing of what are we expecting? We don't want the baby is what we're expecting. But I think it does it in a way that is more versatile, more usable on different shows because we've said hey, we don't want the baby in a more clever way. So I like that. Yeah, 100% Victor. I think it's great minds think alike. I sort of also pitched, I think, a follow-up joke with some sort of hey. If we're doing drinks into sex acts, sex on the beach would 100% be something we could play with. Yeah. I like the cramp because it is a cutesy way that we can say something dark. 100%. I think this is now in one of our tops because we've gotten away with the dark joke. We've gotten away a little bit scot-free. Look, does anyone need to feel bad about the joke they submitted? Not at all. But if we're trying to be professional comedians, we need to find those ways to add just a little bit of wording change, go a little bit deeper, and so we can separate ourselves from the pack. We're expecting, but then we're expecting, but then I'm going to stop expecting because being born was the last time I lived up to my parents' expectations. I like this as far as twists on the expectations itself, and then we get to do the tag. That was the last time I lived up to my parents' expectations. Those two were ruthless. Get straight A's, have grandkids, don't become a comic. Well, I show them I'm going to have my own little dropout, childless chucklehead. Okay, I like that we made it personal. We had an additional payoff. That is believable. So we twisted expecting in a fun way that I don't feel bad for the world that this baby is going to potentially come into. I think those two were ruthless. Straight A's. Don't become a comedian. I sure showed them. I don't think we need all three in the tag. Have grandkids. Don't become a comic. I showed them. I'm gonna have a childless chucklehead. Yeah, I think this could be a matter of taste more than anything else, but I do think there's a little fat in the follow-through. But overall, I think this becomes one of the sort of like 7.5 and above top contenders. Just because there are multiple ways to attack the joke. We could do it in a family-friendly show. It's not bleeding honesty dollars. We're sort of drawing from real truth instead. So, like, is it the most clever? No, but it's equally clever as other ones, and it doesn't have a barb. It doesn't have a poison pill built into it. So it is elevated because of that. Okay, here we go. Let's dig into this. Okay. And I think we are almost getting there. Okay. When I tell everyone I'm expecting that joke to have a better payoff. Oh, okay. Play nice. Play nice. At any moment, you could use that as follow-up for any of these jokes. So I do like that as a follow-up structure. We were talking about this earlier in the stream. Anytime someone makes fun of you, that is a benefit for you as a comedian because you can steal that roast and add it into your comedy. So once again, I love that joke as a follow-up to any of these if the audience likes it, doesn't like it, etc., etc. Okay, where was the... Oh, 1 second. Boink. Okay. When I tell everyone we're expecting, everyone asks if it's a boy or girl. I'd tell them I'm expecting sleep deprivation, dirty diapers, and a depleted bank account. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so we've done the twist of expecting. We've done something that is true to life on the maybe pessimistic side, but on the more real pessimistic that everything. Okay, no one else. No. Look. This has a structure that has a twist. It doesn't have anything darker included into it that already elevates it. It has already escaped the grunge of the typical open mic comedian. You can already do this at more shows. So, like, yes, sometimes edge for edge's sake adds a little bit of like a ha to certain audiences. But if you're not doing the 11 p.m. fuckity fuck show, it suffers on every other show. So in that niche show, it elevates it by like 2 points. But for every other show, grungier things get knocked down a point. And the average show is not that grungy show. The average show that you get paid for is not the grungy show. And that is what I ideally would like to calibrate us all for, is professional comedy shows, which tend to be more touristy, more family, more open-hearted as far as the people that pay for comedy on a grand scale on bigger shows. So this to me, this gives me, I get this sort of like sticking to the norm here, and I like it. This one feels more establishing. Yeah. I do agree with that, Kiwi, as well, that this is a joke that is sort of equal to the other jokes. But we could go into starting with this joke and then going into a real set talking about us and the things that happened right after we had a baby. Because it's not bleeding honesty dollars. It is establishing real things about us that the audience could believe. So I do think that's a really good call out, Kiwi, that, okay, you might feel intellectually it might be slightly below some of the other jokes that we've seen tonight, but it allows our set to be elevated, so we get a minor payoff now, but we could use it to set up something bigger. So true, and appreciate the call out, Kiwi, because that is something that I missed. I was not thinking in that angle, but 100%. Okay. Just got invited to my cousin's wedding. I didn't even know she was pregnant. So I like the implication here that we sort of have to figure out of that. Okay, you didn't know she was pregnant. Why is this a joke? Oh, it's funny because it means she's only getting married because she's pregnant. I do think we would need a little bit like it depends on if the audience is dumb. This one might go over their head without a I'm saying she only got married because she's pregnant. But for the average audience, I think if we just like, it'll land. Do I really believe that your cousin got married just because she's pregnant? Yeah. I do think there are some deeper levels, Jel, and especially like, this is more of a grammar joke than anything else. But if we make it cousin's wedding, then it's like two cousins that got pregnant together. I do. Okay. I'm willing to let the totality of trusted people in chat push it above. Okay, great. I'll put it in the contenders list. Sure, it's nice and sweet and short. It is dealing with something that is, getting married because you're pregnant is true to life. It's maybe like a darker sort of true to life about like people living a future they didn't plan for, etc., etc. So people might take umbrage against it, but it's not so wacky wild that we're like having sex with dogs like these other jokes. Okay, I'll throw it in the fine. Throw it into the contenders list. Also, yeah, Kiwi, 100%. We can use some ramifications from these jokes with regards to those damn faulty condoms. Oh, I do think a joke like that, Kiwi, would help establish that I'm the father in a more like, I didn't even, my cousin's getting married. I didn't even know she was pregnant. Oh, you damn condoms, as a way to show that, hey, I am the father. I have skin in the game, 100%. Her dad says she's the best kisser in the family. Get out of here. Yeah. Once again, if we're in silly town, 100%. But if we're trying to establish something, keep honesty and go deeper, we might want to watch that. Okay, this one might be the longest yet. Everyone, buckle up. Buckle up, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so long. That's what she said. Okay. 1 second. Let me get up here. Okay. You see how long this joke is? This got to be the funniest thing ever. Here we go. I'm the kind of guy who'll pay 100% for a shmushmortion, even if there's only a 30% chance that I'm the father. Heyo! Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you for the resubscribe via Prime. Appreciate you. No wonder she proposed to me. Oh yeah, Nate. If we didn't know that she was pregnant, we do need to. It would imply that it is our wedding, so there is another loose end that does need to be tied up. So I do think boop. Without that in the original joke, I think it still makes contender, but I will take a 0.5 from it. Okay, one second. As we go down to, I just look for the longest joke ever. Where's the longest joke ever? Okay, so this starts with literally the word smortion. Well, let's see if we make it work. But once again, hey, thank you, Rocket, and thank you for all your call-outs that you're giving. 100% great intellectual contributor as well as financial contributor to the stream. I'm the kind of guy who'll pay for 100% of the smortion, even if there's only 33% chance I'm the father. Sounds pretty specific, doesn't it? It's because it happened. That's right. I knew the other two guys, and trust me, I did the world a favor for paying the full cost of that coat hanger. Even though I only needed a third of it to get the job done. Oh, jeez. I would have paid for the surgery, but I couldn't afford it. Asked the other guys to chip in, but they said, no, too expensive. So much for socialism. Look, if we're in the midnight grungy grunge, fuckity fuck boys fuck show, it hits a lot of things in arguably clever ways. Yeah, but it's like, the cleverness it's using isn't necessarily true to life, that like, I only need a third of the coat hanger to get the job done. Exactly. This joke, if we're in Dark World, I think this gets more points for being grungy for grungy's sake. If that is the purpose of our show, and there are some shows like that, I think this is the winner. But in every other show, it's like long, it's like multiple dark aspects. It is a very heightened open mic joke. But I do think this is like most edgelord as far as superlatives. I think this gets most edgelord. That's the last train I'll ride. Yeah. They're expecting me there on time and participating in my kid's life. I showed up once with McDonald's and called it even. Okay. 1 second. Let me make sure I get some of the superlatives in here. This definitely wins. Most edgelord. When she said we're expecting, I thought she meant guests for a Halloween party. Turns out it's twins. So while kids are trick-or-treating, I'll be in the delivery room dressed as Edward Scissorhands cutting cords. Guess she got treated, and I got tricked. Okay, I like this as far as, in improv, we need to set who, what, and where. So like, who are we, where are we, and what are we doing? I like it as a very specific where and the what, with making it Halloween coded. I don't hate that. It means it's less versatile on when we can do the joke, but it adds this structure of she got treated, I got tricked. The one thing where I'm like, a little bit like, is like, I'll be in the delivery room dressed as Edward Scissorhands cutting cords. Do I really believe that you're Edward Scissorhands for Halloween, or that it's just for the joke? I feel like it's just for the joke, although it's cute enough. I'm like, okay, I'll give it to you. But as far as like fully, ideally a joke, they say in screenwriting, every line should either further the plot, do character development, or be a joke. And a lot of lines can be all three. So if we're removing honesty dollar, we aren't paying off all three. Don't get me wrong. I like that everything is good in this world. We've made a structure of the joke and a situation that is unique. If we look at all the other jokes, we're doing something unique. So we've separated ourselves from the pack. But we do establish a lot of things like, why did you think she meant guests for a Halloween party? If Halloween's coming up, it makes sense. If not, it doesn't. Then also, like, why are you Edward Scissorhands? If there's more of your set about how much you love Edward Scissorhands, then these problems solve themselves, and that elevates this joke. But without them, this joke needs that support. Oh, as far as like a follow-up line with regards to what the doctor says right after, and then there could be additional jokes like that as far as ways we could go further. 100%. 100%. Played basketball with my dad today. Every time he scored, he'd shout, "Who's your daddy? Ah, bah, who's your daddy? Bah." That's when I scored the game-winning point on him, I shouted, "Oh, I must be adopted. Oh, oh, oh." Afterwards, he walked over, hugged me, and said, "I'm sorry you had to find out that way." What? I can't believe I've been letting this stranger whip my ass this whole time. Hey, Vishan. Hey, welcome. So, the thing that I didn't get at the end of the joke is, I can't believe it. I've been letting... So, in the beginning of the joke, yeah. Yours is also one of the ones that I have missed, Matthew, but I have it, and I'll be able to grab it from the phone. One of the things that I missed in this is, I can't believe I've been letting a stranger whip my ass. I thought whip my ass just in basketball, but the whip my ass is like literally, I can't believe I let a stranger whip my ass as far as spanking me this whole time. Here's the thing. I like the journey that the opening takes us on. It's like, because you get to lean into the, "Oh, who's your daddy?" Blah, 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 the manifestation of that, and then me being like, "Oh, I must be adopted." Ooh. So we get to see the comedian celebrating that as an act out on top, which adds an extra flavor to the bit, which, yes, it is longer, so we need more payoff, but I do like that we get to do something different. And I also like that it wasn't just the adoption that was the twist. That was the twist I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the very honest, like, I can't believe I'm letting this guy fucking beat me in basketball or whip my ass this whole time. So overall, I do like this joke. I don't necessarily know if I'm the target audience, but I'll put it in some of the running because I like that it's, once again, one of my big things is, are we standing out from the pack? Are we doing something that other people are maybe not doing? And I do think it is. I 100% do think it is. Okay, here we go. Gender party reveal parties are weird. We're throwing a party to reveal what genitals someone has? When I reveal mine at a party, suddenly I'm banned from Chuck E. Cheese. Touch my wee-wee. I don't, once again, touch my wee-wee might be too dark, Nate. As far as a way to heighten. There is other language to get the, like, whip my ass to not... I thought it was just basketball, and I didn't necessarily assume that it meant the father was hitting the child. But also, I wasn't spanked. So I do think a different audience would get that implicitly. I would not get it. Okay. I like this twist of, at the end of, like, I do the gender reveal, I get banned from Chuck E. Cheese, as far as a very specific ramification that has a specific payoff. But... I don't like a butt in the middle of a joke. Gender reveal parties are weird. We're throwing a party to reveal what genitals someone has. But when I reveal mine, you can just easily say without the but, when I reveal mine. Also, like, I do think it bleeds honesty dollars. I'll give it, it's clever, but it doesn't set us up for more success. I don't really believe that this happened to you. So it's like, it's a joke for a joke's sake. Okay. This is one I think is cute and short with regards to, my girlfriend's pregnant, so I guess we're going to need to move into a bigger car. There's so many ramifications. I just think I'm left with too many questions out this. I like that it's optimistic. I like that it has like a establishing worldview. But like, why do we live into a car? Why is our car too small? Etc. Etc. There's so many questions I don't know in the end. So I just think it leaves a bunch of loose ends. No one notices. What is that in reference to, Vishan? Just because there was a slight delay on Instagram. Okay, here we go. Here's one. And I think these are the last two, and then I definitely have gotten to them all. So, boop, 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 boop. My friend told me they're expecting, and I immediately rolled my eyes because this dude always is asking for shit. I expect a bachelor party. I expect a wedding present. I expect you to not say anything racist in your best man speech. What now? Then he clarified, my wife and I are expecting a baby. That's crazy. Does anyone have a baby I can give to my friend and his wife? Okay. Okay. I do think that this is a fun twist on the baby shower, expecting a baby. Parts of this joke, I like a lot of this joke. Parts of it I don't like. I expect a bachelor party. I expect a wedding present. I expect you not to say anything racist in your best man speech. So you're endowing yourself as a racist? Like, I like the structure of this joke, but there's a million of other things that you shouldn't have said at the in your speech that don't have such dark ramifications. It might no longer make you the desired hero for our story. So I think we need a different payoff for this part of the joke. And then, does anyone have a baby I can give my friend? I like this twist, but it does end in a question. Does anyone have a baby? Does anyone have a baby to give his wife? That's what they're expecting. Boom. I think we just need some sort of definitive statement. So overall, I like the journey that this takes us on, and I like the multiple things that we're doing. But we have one sort of endowing ourselves with racism and adding a question at the end, which I think take a little bit of percentage points off the top. And then here we go. By far, the longest joke. The winner of the longest joke. You guys will have to watch. I'm going to have to make the text so small for this. Here we go. It's almost laughable. Ready for this? Oh boy. Oh boy. You see this monster? Oh, you see this monster? How small do we got to get it? Oh boy. Okay, can you read it? Here we go. Here we go, chat. How can they do a gender reveal if they don't even know what I'm bringing? I don't fully get the implications. They don't know what I'm bringing. Like, they don't know what I'm bringing as far as, like, I'm bringing the baby. Oh, because I'm bringing the baby. Oh, I like that as a punch-up. Yeah. Okay, so here's the longest joke. Let me get into it. Saying we're expecting is funny. Because, yeah, you're expecting a baby and not a tarantula to come out of the womb. Of course. Like, AI, when you generate an image and it's a person with an extra hand, you're not expecting that extra limb. Sometimes it just happens, though. Extra little pinky finger. When people say they're expecting, they generally mean a baby. I don't even know if they realize that they're also expecting a headache or a little kid lying to them like, I no eat no cookies, Mama. I only ate one cookie, Mama. I only ate one. Oh, yeah? Then why are there only 2 Oreos left in the freaking pack, Jeremy? You lying piece of... Surely they didn't expect that their child would get them that upset, but they're expecting, right? Did you expect them to start smoking at 15 years old? Oh, no. No one ever expects that. No, do you expect Jeremy to now go by Jennifer? Nothing wrong with that. Just that sometimes things aren't always expected. People that are doing life in prison, I bet their parents probably never expected that. Parents are always like, my baby's so smart. He might be a doctor or an engineer one day. Now look at him, selling feet pics on OnlyFans from a jail cell. Let's just stop saying we're expecting. It's too open-ended. Okay, once again, no. As far as we had a suggestion, we're trying to separate ourselves from the pack as... no wonder he sent Pickett right away. I like what this is doing, and I like that this is giving a deeper sort of true bit. Once again, it's delving into the honesty of what everyone else is attacking, and it's doing it into a deep way. some of these specifics I think could be optimized, but I like the things that we added, and it is a take on what we're doing that isn't once again there's so many comics out there. Part of it is just doing our truth, our story. Part of it is marketing, but part of it is also if we can differentiate ourselves in some reason. I'll throw this in the final. I think it might be a little bit the length to payoff ratio, just because it is so long, might not be worth it. But I think it is infinitely flexible as far as like all of these expecting like the 2 Oreos didn't necessarily hit for me, but for some people it'll hit hard with the cookies things. I zoned out halfway through because we're expecting fast jokes because of the nature of this internet protocol versus what would work in a room. I do think this would work, and it allows us to have more flexibility into the truth. Yeah, start watching Antiques Roadshow. Yeah, because the things that you owned became antiques. Oh, okay. Okay. Now it is time to crown a winner. I think I think from chat I can give this a superlative of longest joke. I like that it's delving into the truth and giving a bunch of fun things in a different way, really delving into expecting. The effort shows. There's the most edgelord with regards to the percentage of the surgery I'm paying for. The winners of the thing go between I played basketball with my dad. It seems like maybe we had some umbrage with some of the wording in the end. My wife and I are expecting a custody battle, which as far as short, concise, one of the best ways to pay off expecting that doubles back and goes back to the baby. I really like this. The only umbrage I have to this joke is it is showing discord in the real person's relationship, but it is sort of true to life in a way that isn't too dark, and they both want the baby, so it's not as dark as some of the other jokes. Custody battle gets the popsicle stick. This could fit on a popsicle stick. I do agree with that as well. I was just invited to my cousin's wedding. Didn't even know she was pregnant. The only thing I think like this, I like the implication. I like that the audience has to solve a little mystery so they get more rewarded for the joke. But I do think it is needing some sort of supplemental line, like "damn you condoms," or that's why she proposed to me, to fully tie all the loose ends up. I was expecting. This one I liked as well. I just think we did too much in the back end with like straight A's, have grandkids, don't become a comic, was too much in the fail end that we're building. And then we're expecting, what would you like to be? Cramp. Ooh. As far as also short, concise, and doing things that the average person didn't do, a cramp is I think the nicest way to say we don't want the baby and get away with it. So I like this as well. You'll do it on stage. Hey, if you can give me a performance of it, hey, I'll take it. And then I think these are the winners. Oh, we didn't pay for IVF. We already had it. Indian vegetarian family. This might be too wordplay, but I like it. Cousin gets my vote based on potential, but we can't do based on potential because part of the addition was adding tags. So it's like we all added tags. We all wanted to play with the game, but if we all collectively punched up these jokes, I'm sure we could elevate them to great extremes. So it's like, we got to take it as the joke as is, not the joke that could be. And I think these two are short and sweet. We have cousins. Any strong feelings, chat, to help me? Right now, I really want to go custody battle, or what we're expecting. Would you like it to be a cramp? The best way to exact revenge on a cheating husband is give him full custody. Oh, okay, Nate. If we want to push it one way or the other, custody for me. Yeah, I really do think when I saw this because once again, it's literally the prompt expecting, boom, single entity payoff, and it is true to life. Like, I think I'm just gonna make an executive call with some support from chat and go custody battle as is. Nice, short, concise. Even though it is short, it's using multiple ramifications of the thing, doubling back in on itself. And I think if we go longer, we really have to make it worth the longer. And my wife and I are expecting a custody battle. It could also, to what we were talking about earlier, set up some deeper truths about, no one wants to get divorced, but you got to be prepared for it. Or, hey, and we did get divorced. Let me talk about my custody battle. It is true enough to life that it could also be a setup. So I think I'm going to make the executive call, unless anyone else, as I find the winner, you have your chance to say your final piece if you feel very strongly in any other direction. I'm just gonna find the winner's name. You have until I find it. But definitely very close second is the Cramp for doing something that no one else was able, or like not many people were able to do, which is say, hey, we don't want the baby, in a way that is cute and sort of like palatable. I do really, really like that. And as far as the biggest bit, the truth award and the longest goes to Matthew with this absolute monster of a joke, a full type 5, and then we have the most edgelord with the 10%. 1 second. And then I've run a little bit behind, so I will have to catch up with. Okay, this is. Here is the winner. Winner is. Boom. Boink. The Chris Smith at the Chris Schmidt. Hey. Congrats on the winner. That's a tag for the custody one. Oh yeah, 100%. I appreciate. Yeah. Seems like custody is a crowd favorite. 1 second. I do want to give some homage to the other. This is the Long Daddy one is by. You're not even going to be able to read it because it is too. Boom. Is by Matthew Thrice. Just to make sure y'all's hashtags make it into the YouTube video when I clean this up, at Matthew Thrice Comedy is the longest. The edgelord joke, although I don't like to promote edgelordness as a general course of action on the stream, I do want to point out that if a goal for the set or the show is to push the envelope for the sake of pushing an envelope, this does do something. And I do have to give Brixton Hughes Comedy an honorable mention for the Labubu joke that chat had the most chat had the most reactions to. So as far as if you are Gen Z or Labubu coded, this gets an honorable mention as well. This is Justin RG. Once again, I think in the right show, this will have a strong shock value and provide something that the other jokes won't, in that, yes, it is edgelord, but it's like the most edgelord. So if you have to go edgelord, hey, go full tilt almost, because like you're already in that world. Give it up to our winner, the Chris Schmidt. We have our comedy competitions. Follow me on Instagram, William Does IG, if you want to participate in the comedy competitions. Going to be doing one every week so that I can make this content, streamline it for YouTube so I can feed the content machine. But yeah, follow, like, subscribe, do all those things if you're watching this YouTube video after the fact, and join us in our wonderful stream community.